The Gojo versus Sukuna debate is usually ruined by bias, but if we look at the mechanics, the high-on form changes the math of the fight entirely. We're removing Megumi's 10 shadows, no mahoraga blueprint, no agito. We are looking at Sukuna in his original body, 4 arms, 2 mouths, against Gojo Satoru. Most people think Sukuna loses without the world slash, but they're overlooking how the physical body dictates the flow of cursed energy. Let's look at the domain clashes realistically. In Shinjuku, they were tied because they activated their domains at the exact same time. But Sukuna was using Megumi's 2 hands. In his true form, Sukuna can maintain the Enmaten seal with his bottom set of arms permanently. This is a massive tactical advantage. By keeping the seal active with 2 hands, he could theoretically reinforce his barrier's output while using his top 2 arms to engage Gojo in hand-to-hand combat. In the manga, Gojo eventually damaged Sukuna enough to make his shrine collapse. But it's much harder to land a clean hit on a man with 4 arms who can grapple your wrists and still strike your vitals simultaneously. If Sukuna holds his domain for even 10 seconds longer than he did in the manga, Gojo's brain fries from the unlimited void backfire before he can ever land that deciding blow. Then there's the second mouth factor. This isn't just for aesthetics. In Jujutsu, incantations and stomach breathing increase cursed energy output. While they are fighting at high speeds, Sukuna can chant continuously without losing his breath. This allows him to keep his domain amplification at 100% or buff his cleave output while punching. Gojo is faster, we have to acknowledge that. Blue-infused movement is essentially teleportation. But Sukuna's high-on form is the ultimate sorcerer build. He is designed to minimize the gap between casting a spell and landing a blow. In a realistic 1v1, Gojo isn't fighting a sorcerer. He's fighting a biological engine that never stops chanting. Now the reality check. If the fight leaves the domain stage, Sukuna is statistically at a disadvantage. Without mahoraga, Sukuna has 0 ways to bypass infinity in the neutral game. He's forced to rely entirely on domain amplification. This means he has to touch Gojo to hurt him. But Gojo is the king of distance. Between red, blue, and purple, Gojo can simply kite Sukuna indefinitely. The doubt here is whether Sukuna is smart enough to win before the domain stage ends. If he can't break Gojo's spirit in those first 5 clashes, he loses. He simply lacks the finishing move required to kill Gojo through his barrier. So here's the realistic verdict. True form Sukuna is physically superior and would likely dominate the hand-to-hand portion of the domain battles. If the fight is decided by who has the tougher shell, Sukuna wins. But if the fight is decided by who has the higher hacks, infinite defense, Gojo wins by outlasting him. It's not a blowout. It's a battle of a perfect warrior versus an unbeatable wall. I think Sukuna takes it more often than not, simply because his true form allows him to play the domain game with 0 errors. But what do you think? Is the 4-arm advantage enough to overcome the absolute defense of the 6 eyes?